Welcome to Cinema Bites, your go-to for movie recaps in a flash. Big twists, epic moments, all in just minutes. The movie begins in the future with a girl named Tally. Tally was about to turn 16 years old and was eagerly awaiting this moment. In this world, when someone turns 16, they undergo cosmetic surgery and transform into a completely different person, free of any flaws in their appearance or body. They become a perfect individual with good health and no emotions. After the surgery, they go to live in the city where everyone has undergone cosmetic surgery. The purpose of the surgery is to make the entire world beautiful and unique, preventing any bullying or issues. Tally was looking forward to the surgery because she had a slight squint in her eye. She takes a look at her future appearance and then sneaks out at night to meet her best friend, Paris. Paris was turning 16 the next day and was very excited about the surgery because he would get rid of his big nose. Both of them look at the city, seeing that everyone there is happy because they all look beautiful and they feel immense joy. One of the rules of this world is that no one is allowed to go to the city before turning 16. Tally still had 3 months before she turned 16, and she told Paris that she would miss him a lot during those 3 months. They reminisce about their childhood memories, telling each other that the most important thing is personality. Even if their appearance changes and becomes beautiful, what matters is that they love each other's personalities. Tally asks him not to remove the scar on his hand during the surgery because it holds a special memory for both of them. Paris promises her that he won't remove it, telling her that she is the person he loved the most at school and that he will be eagerly waiting for her when he reaches the city. They agree to meet exactly 1 month later at the bridge so that Paris can tell her everything he's experienced. They get worried about a ship passing by them because there is a nighttime curfew, so they end their conversation and return to their rooms. The next morning, Tally and Paris go to school and attend a lecture by the school principal, Naya. Naya congratulates the students who are turning 16 that day, telling them they will become perfect individuals inside and out, and no one will hate or bully them anymore because of their appearance. She says they will finally live the life they deserve. All the students were very excited after Naya's speech. Paris bids farewell to Tally and reminds her of their meeting at the bridge in a month. Afterward, Paris leaves, and Tally returns to her room, recalling her first day at school when her parents dropped her off. She also remembers meeting Paris and becoming best friends with him, spending time together under the bridge, and making an eternal promise to always stay together and complete each other. One time, Paris injured his hand, so Tally decided to injure her hand in the same way to share everything with him. Now, at school, Tally gives a lecture on history, explaining how humans once destroyed the Earth by relying entirely on fuel, poisoning the air and water, which led to divisions and many wars. Eventually, scientists created a flower called the white tiger lily, which now provides energy for them and the entire city. After the lecture, Tally returns to her room and counts the days until the month passes and she can see Paris again. Strangely, she had been sending him messages, but he wasn't responding. The day of their meeting arrives, and despite the curfew, she decides to leave her room, leaving something behind as proof that she is still there. She sneaks past the guards and goes to the bridge to wait for Paris. After some time, Paris doesn't show up, and Tally gets upset and worried, thinking something might have happened to him. She decides to do something crazy and sneaks into the city. Once inside, she finds a mask on the ground. When she puts it on, her clothes transform into something more beautiful than what she was wearing, and she is amazed by the city's beauty. She sees that everyone there is happy and continues searching for Paris until she finds him. She stops to talk to him, but at first, Paris doesn't recognize her or her voice. She removes the mask to reveal herself and he is shocked to see her. He asks her what she is doing there, and she tells him they had agreed to meet at the bridge, but he didn't show up, so she got worried and sneaked into the city. He struggles to respond, apologizing for being busy. Tally is surprised by his reply and looks at his hand, noticing the scar is gone. Paris tells her that after the surgery, he decided he didn't want to be flawed in any way. Tally is even more surprised, feeling like this is no longer the person she used to know. Suddenly, an alarm goes off, signaling the presence of an intruder. Tally grabs a glider jacket and jumps off the building before she is caught. The jacket allows her to land safely, and she runs away, hiding on top of the bridge. Accidentally making a noise, she is spotted by a ship that tries to capture her. However, a girl named Shay arrives and rescues her with a hoverboard. Shay, being skilled at using the hoverboard, manages to help them escape successfully. Tally thanks her, and they introduce themselves. Tally explains that she sneaked into the city because of her friend Paris, telling Shay that Paris looked completely different and seemed uninterested in her, as if his personality had changed too. Trying to hide her feelings, Tally says she has many friends and has now gained a new one in Shay. Shay asks Tally when she will turn 16, and Tally replies that it will be on September 9th. Shay is surprised because she will also turn 16 on the same day, meaning they share the same birthday. Both of them are happy because they will stay together and won't be separated. Tally tells Shay that during her surgery, she wants her eyes and hair to be golden. The next day, Shay picks up Tally to go to school, but first teaches her how to balance on a hoverboard. Afterward, they go to school, where Shay's friends tell her that a book they found is from the smoke area. Tally is surprised because books have become rare. She decides to take the book with her. Shay's friends greet Tally and ask her about the city, revealing that Shay had told everyone about Tally's adventure sneaking in and out of the city. After school, Shay continues teaching Tally how to balance on the hoverboard. They talk, and Shay expresses her desire to go to the smoke. Tally tells her that the smoke is just a myth, but Shay insists that it exists and invites Tally to join her to see it. They go to the river and leave their rings behind because the rings contain tracking devices. They both skate and print, and Shar takes her to an area that looks abandoned and destroyed. They light a fire using the old traditional method, and Shar asks her not to tell anyone about this place. She tells her that the city of fog is real and exists, with people living there who don't undergo cosmetic surgeries because, for them, the most important thing about a human being is their personality and essence. Tal is worried and tells her they're not allowed to go to this place, and if anyone finds out, their cosmetic surgeries will be canceled. She says, "You and I won't be beautiful." She responds, "I don't want to have cosmetic surgery. I want to live in the city of fog because there, no one judges you for anything. There's no exaggerated technology like in the city. Life there is natural, like in the old days. You live as yourself with your personality." She continues, "The day I saved you on the bridge, I was supposed to escape and go to the fog, but I decided to save you first." Tal is shocked and surprised by this revelation, even more so when Shur asks her to come with her to the fog. But Tal refuses, saying, "I want to be beautiful, and I want people to see me as beautiful." Shur tells her, "I see you as beautiful because your personality's beautiful." She gives her a paper with the directions to the city of fog, and says, "You're the only one who can decipher the codes on this paper. Think about it, and I hope you come." She hugs her and explains that she is going to the fog, mounts her skateboard, and leaves. Days pass until Tal's 16th birthday. She goes with her classmates to undergo cosmetic surgery. However, while all her classmates go through with the surgery, she doesn't. A government official takes Tal on a plane to another location. Tal is confused and doesn't understand what's happening. She asks the man driving, but he doesn't respond, and she feels like something is wrong. She is taken to meet Naya, the city's director. Naya tells her that she has been missing for a while and that they received information that she went to the city of fog. She says a man named David tricked Shai into going there. David has deceived many people and taken them there. Naya asks Tal for help and for any information that could help them find She, but Tal refuses to say anything about She, claiming she knows nothing about her. Naya then tells her, "We will postpone your cosmetic surgery until you help us find She." Tal returns to her room, very upset because she wanted to undergo the surgery. Suddenly, Piers enters and hugs her. She is surprised to see him and overjoyed. She tells him about Shai, and Piers advises her to give them all the information about She so she can undergo the surgery and join him. "We dream of being together," he says. Tal responds, "You disappeared for 3 months, and when I met you, you spoke badly of me." Piers apologizes, saying, "When you come to the city, you'll understand why I did that. But for now, you need to have the surgery, or you'll remain ugly and rejected. In my opinion, you should tell Naya everything for your own sake." Tal is convinced by Piers' words and goes to meet Naya. Naya tells her that David and his group are developing weapons to attack them because they believe their way of life is better than ours. That's why they want to kill us and destroy the city. Shai is involved with David in this plan. "I will assign you a specific mission to find the location of the city of fog." Tal remembers the paper Shur gave her. Naya tells her, "We need to find the city of fog to eliminate David's weapon. In return for your help, we will perform your cosmetic surgery." She shows her what she will look like in the future to persuade her to accept the mission. Tal agrees to the mission, and Naya gives her a special necklace to wear, saying, "When you find the weapon, send us a signal using this necklace and we'll come to you immediately." Tal follows She's map, facing dangerous places and using a skateboard as She taught her. After many days and nights of travel, she rests in a field of white tiger flowers and falls asleep. Meanwhile, Piers meets Naya, and it is revealed that Naya had asked Piers to convince Tal. Piers admits, "When I saw Tal, I felt emotions toward her, which is strange because I'm not supposed to feel emotions after the surgery, but I felt like I didn't love Tal." Naya tells him, "You are one of the few allowed to feel emotions, which makes you special among many people." That night, Tal wakes up to find the entire field on fire. She is shocked and nearly suffocates from the smoke and flames, but David suddenly arrives, saves her, and carries her away from the fire. He inspects all her belongings to ensure there are no government tracking devices. He finds a tracker in her skateboard and destroys it. Tal is worried he might discover the necklace, but when David examines it, he finds no tracking device. Naya learns that the tracker was destroyed and sends 2 soldiers to search the area where the tracker was destroyed. The next day, David takes Tal to a place called the Base and tells her, "We need to make sure you're not a spy before taking you to the City of Fog." She sees Tal and hugs her. Both are delighted to see each other. They sit together in a tent, and she asks her about the necklace she's wearing, as it's the first time she's seen it. Tal lies, saying, "Piers came to my room and gave me this necklace so he could recognize me after the cosmetic surgery, but I've decided to come to the City of Fog." Tal adds, "I didn't feel comfortable when I entered this place, and I'm worried about you." She realizes from her words that Tal came to take her back and asks her to leave and return to where she came from. But Tal says, "I can't leave immediately. I need to stay for a few days." Shur tells her, "You need to give this place a chance. Meet the people and see the place. I'm sure you'll like it and love it. I won't tell anyone what you've said to me." They agree on this. The next day, Tal sees David and his men burning the white tiger flowers. David explains, "These flowers are poisonous. They ruin the soil and kill everything on the planet except the city. This forces people to live in the city only. Come with us, and you'll see for yourself." They board a helicopter and begin burning the fields of white tiger flowers. Suddenly, 2 government soldiers arrive at the scene. David is shocked, and in the chaos, the helicopter is hit, causing Shai to fall out. Tal panics and jumps after her to save her. She manages to find she and throws a pile of fire at the government soldier, then returns to David's helicopter, and they escape from those chasing them. After that, David's assistant was surprised at how the government found them. He said, "We've been hidden for years, and no one has been able to reach us. This only happened when Tali arrived here." But David defends Tali and refuses to believe his words because Tali threw herself into danger to save something, meaning she was willing to sacrifice her comfort for something. So, it's impossible for her to be working for the government. At night, Tali recalls Naya's words and wasn't sure who was telling the truth. The next day, they arrive at the City of Mist, and Tali is surprised by the beauty of the place because everyone here works and grows their own food. The food is all natural and not genetically modified. There is no such thing as money among them. They all share and use each other's resources. Literally, everyone here is happy and content because they chose to live here. Even David, who is the leader, helps and works like an ordinary person. They ask Tali to help them with the work, and she does. She feels very happy doing something by herself, and over time, she begins to love the place. At night, David gathers everyone and speaks, saying that the government will not stop and will keep chasing them because they believe they are a threat. Here, everyone is accepted no matter their appearance or flaws, but the government doesn't like this and wants to eliminate them. They don't want them to learn or read, so they must unite to stand against them. Everyone cheers for David, and Tali feels somewhat that David's words are true. The next day, David teaches Tali how to use a bow, and she keeps practicing until she hits the target. It becomes apparent that there is a mutual admiration between them. Afterward, they take a walk, and David tells her that he was born and raised here and has never been to the city. His parents live here too. She tells him, "I don't remember what my parents look like because they sent me to school when I was very young." David decides to give her his gloves as a gift. Later, one of the residents of the City of Mist gets injured and tells David that more guards came and attacked her while she was burning flowers. This time the soldiers were very strong and fast, but now we are safe and managed to escape them. David is shocked and thinks that the last time the soldiers managed to walk through fire, it means they have advanced weapons. Tali treats the injured girl. Later, she notices the gloves Tali is wearing and realizes they are a gift from David. She tells her, "Here, no one gives gifts to anyone because everything here is very valuable. The fact that he gave you a gift means he likes you." She also tells her, "Now is the time to choose and make your decision. Will you stay here or return to the city? Think and decide quickly. Of course, I want you to stay with us." Then she leaves her and walks away. After thinking, Tali decides to stay here. Later, she asks David about the weapon they have. She tells him, "The government believes you will kill all the city's residents with the weapon." David is shocked by her words and takes her to his parents' house. Tali enters their house and discovers that David's father is the one mentioned in the book she took at the beginning. David asks his parents to tell Tali the truth. The mother begins to explain, saying, "My husband and I were surgeons in the city and used to perform cosmetic surgeries on people. Then we were fired, and we kept all the data with us. We discovered that many people were dying because of these surgeries. The surgeries caused brain damage, making people indifferent and unable to think, leaving them in a daze. That's why they always seemed happy. After we learned all this, Naya asked us to stop our research. We realized that Naya knew about the dangers of cosmetic surgeries. Tali is shocked by this information and asks them why Naya would want this. They reply, because Naya wants to control everyone. The soldiers who work for Naya have undergone surgeries that made them lose their minds, so they blindly follow her orders. The parents also reveal, after discovering the truth, we fled and created a vaccine that reverses the effects of the surgeries and restores people to their natural state. Unfortunately, we only managed to create one dose of the vaccine because we made it in the city's laboratory where we had the necessary equipment. If we had a specific compound, we could create more doses. This vaccine is the weapon Naya fears. Tali is overwhelmed after hearing the truth. She decides to take off her necklace and throw it into the fire. She tells David the truth, admitting she came here to spy and initially believed Naya, but that was because she was brainwashed. David forgives her, saying, I shared the truth with you because I trust you. I won't hold your past actions against you because you hadn't yet discovered the truth. He confesses his love for her, and they kiss. The next day, government soldiers arrive in the city of Mist. The residents try to resist them, but fail because the soldiers are very strong. They manage to capture all the residents except for Tali and David, who are hiding and witnessing everything. Tali is shocked to see Pierce among the soldiers. Naya arrives, and David's mother confronts her, saying, enough of what you're doing. Let people decide what they want. Naya replies, tell that to yourself. You didn't want there to be any choice other than the city of Mist, and I won't allow that. Where is your rebellious son, David? The parents refuse to speak, so Naya orders Pierce to kill the father. Pierce obeys, and David is devastated, revealing himself. Tali tells Naya, you didn't tell me you would hurt anyone. She understands from this that Tali came as a spy. The mother secretly puts the vaccine in David's pocket without anyone noticing. Naya tells Tali, you succeeded in your mission. We'll perform the cosmetic surgery on you as agreed, and I'll do the same for all the residents here. Everyone insults Tali, blaming her for everything. Tali runs away, sets the cave on fire, shoots soldiers with her bow, and escapes. David also escapes. Naya doesn't care about them and orders the capture of all the City of Mist residents and the destruction of the laboratory, David's parents, and the entire City of Mist. Afterward, they return to the city. David confronts Tali, holding a knife to her. She tells him, I destroyed the necklace, but I didn't know it would send a signal when destroyed. She apologizes for everything, saying, I didn't mean to betray you. When I came here, I loved this place and completely rejected the idea of undergoing cosmetic surgery. I loved how everyone here acted naturally. I realized that a person's beauty lies in their mind and soul, not their appearance. David calms down and decides to go to the city to free the people. Tali decides to join him because she was the keeper of the place there, and David did not trust her. But she told him to follow her, and they would be able to free the people together. After that, they reached the school, and Tali met her colleague, introducing them to the fact that the fog zone turned out to be a real area, and David was a real person. David asked for their help, and the students agreed. Writing in the sky, long live the fog. Tali and David sneaked into the city prison. David managed to knock out the person guarding the prisons, stole his ring, opened the prisons, and freed the people. However, they found nothing with them, and one of them, Krause, said they took something to perform the operation on Shart, so they moved quickly to catch up with her. But unfortunately, they arrived late, and the operation had already been done on Shai. Her appearance was completely different, and she no longer had emotions, becoming happy with the operation. Tali apologized to her for being late. Then Pierce and Naya entered the scene, and they forced Tali, David, and his mother into the capsule to undergo the operation. They had no escape, so they entered the capsule. But then their colleague, Crew, arrived, opened fire on them, and destroyed the place. The machines malfunctioned just in time, and they were free. David's mother stole the ship she wanted, and when they got outside, they found Pierce standing in front of them. Tali tried to talk to him, bring him back to his senses, and restore his nature. But David couldn't control himself when he saw Pierce because he was the one who killed his father. David attacked him, and a confrontation ensued between them. Of course, Pierce was stronger than David and was about to kill him, but Tali intervened. Pierce was about to fall off the building, and Tali wanted to save him, but Pierce fell into the water and died. After that, they all went to a safe place, and the mother said, I took the ship that can produce copies of the vaccine. They thought about what to do next. Tali came up with an idea. She would surrender herself to the government and undergo the cosmetic operation. Then they would come to give her the vaccine. At that point, they might be able to convince everyone that the vaccine is safe and actually works. She said, I have to take this risk because all of this happened because of me. David was worried that the vaccine might not work properly and that he would lose Tali just as he lost Shai. But Tali insisted on taking the vaccine because there was no other solution. She said, if you come back for me, I will know that you truly forgive me. Indeed, Tali surrendered herself. The next day, we saw Tali in her new appearance after the operation. And here we reach the end of the movie. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to get more new videos. See you next time.